So you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent and you're wondering, what are those things I need to know prior to becoming an agent? I'm thinking about it. I'm not exactly sure if this is for me. All right. Well, I got 5 things that you should consider before becoming that agent. So stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with LPT Realty, coming at you from the Emerald Coast here in Destin, Florida. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about being an agent, coming to specific brokerages or what have you. I've been through it all right? I've been that single agent. I've been the buyer's agent on a team. I've been the team lead, I've been their ops manager, heck, and I've done it in 3 different states. All right, so learn vicariously through me what I can give you, because they say that you are the sum of the 5 people you listen to. Let me be one of those voices to help you succeed and hopefully not make the same mistakes, right? All right, well, let's get going. What are those 5 things that that you need to know, right? So let's go with number 1. First is, if you're coming into this industry, income is not guaranteed. This is not a W-2 employment. It's a 1099, right? W-2, 1099, it's a tax structure, right? So the W-2 says, yes, you're going to get a paid wage, you have certain hours you got to go in, and so on and so forth. As a contractor, as a 1099, that's not guaranteed. It isn't. Now, it is possible that you could find a team, you could find a brokerage and go under there under a W-2 status with a license. You totally could, but it's not your traditional, what everybody else does, the 99% of realtors go do, okay? But it's not guaranteed. It's a commission-based business, right? It's a commission-based business, so you only get paid when you close a house, whether you represent a buyer or seller or however, right? And if you're brand new to this industry, most agents will take somewhere between 4 to 6 months before they close their first deal. And then when it comes to that, it goes to my number 2, which is sales is all about that big word, momentum, right? You thought I was going to say money, didn't you? Nope. All right, so it is momentum. As soon as you start closing deals as a real estate sales agent, things start just going for you, right? And it's really nice because think about it too. You close your first one, it worked out. I'm sure you had something crazy. It seems like every single time somebody does their first deal, something crazy happens. You made it, you survived, you got a couple scratches, a few bruises. All right, fine, let's go. Now you got that confidence behind you to continue to go, and they're like, hey, I got this, I can make it. And then that just emulates from your personality, emulates from your business and your marketing, and that momentum will carry you on to not just closing once every 6 months, 1 every 3 months, 2 a month, 3 a month, or wherever. The sky's the limit when it comes to this. All right. Number 3, the thing you need to know, all right? You're going to take your license. I've taken it in 3 different states. And each one was equally terrifying. Just kidding. No, I've taken it in 3 different states, and they all teach you pretty much the same stuff, right? What that pre-licensing course, the one that I took in New York, the one I took in Florida, and the one I took in Ohio, taught me how to pass the test. It taught me nothing about actually doing real estate. Nothing. All right? Maybe a little, but if you're kind of paying attention. But it really didn't teach you anything. So know that if you're going to take a licensing course, the training, how to actually be a successful real estate agent, is not going to happen until you're post-license, right? Until you're done taking your license, you find a broker to hang your license under, and then whatever broker training they've got or some other paid training you're going to, that's what's going to teach you on how to be successful in real estate. So don't go for, oh, I'm going to school to be a real estate agent, and get out and you're like, yeah, I got all the tools I need. No, you have a license to be dangerous. We used to say that in the military. Just know enough to be dangerous. All right. Number 4 on this list, there's a high fail-out rate. Yeah, you might be looking around, especially in the last 2 years. This is at the beginning of 2023. We had 2 years prior to this that it was on fire. This, like, you had low interest rates, you had a lot of buyers out there. The houses were just flying off the market. You could overprice them. You didn't have to have any talent. You just had to be there. And you had to have a license. And it will at least seem that way, right? That's how it kept going. That is not the case anymore. Talent is back into the industry. When we say that, that means that not that you could just pass a test and fog a mirror, meaning you're alive, right? You actually have to go out and do things now. And because of that, you see a ton of people getting their license, but not renewing their license. Most states, that renewal is within 2 years. That's where the statistics come from. NAR, the National Association of Realtors, has come out year over year to see what the average fail-out rate is for realtors. How many people get out of this industry, you think? Think about it. 87% fail. They do not renew their license after the first 2 years. 87%. That's crazy. That's only a 13% pass rate to actually stay in the business. And even that top 13%, only 20% of those people are actually making the huge big bucks that you think that you see on TV or YouTube or any of these different places. They're the ones that are really, really successful. So it is very competitive out there. So make sure that you set yourself up for success early, and make sure that you don't take this for granted, or you could be part of those statistics. Last but not least, number 5, we talked about setting yourself up for success, but number 5 is to make sure that you interview with teams, you interview with brokerages, and make sure that it fits what you need. What do you need? I don't know. What do you need? Most agents need these 2 things. They need support. They need support if they have a question. They need support if they need to print something or have a place to take somebody to do some sort of consultation, right? Support could also encompass the second word, which is training, right? They need to train you. We talked about this earlier. You need to have good basis of training of actually how to do real estate, and then the support to actually perform real estate. That's the whole point of the brokerage. Yeah, they hold on to the liability, but you do all the heavy lifting as a real estate agent. You do everything, and it's not on them to make you better. It's up to you, and it's only you. So make sure that they're going to have that initial training, that they're going to have good support when it comes into this. I really would caution you, because I was a little hothead when I got into this industry, and I went to different brokerages and asked about the commission. That was a big part for me. What am I going to get from my commission? Right? If there's a $5,000 commission, are they taking 40%? Are they taking 60%? Like, what is this going to matter, right? And one thing I didn't know was that, well, I did know this, but statistically, that 100% commission of $0 is still $0. So now, as a recruiter myself, as a team lead, I always ask people, is it more important to you to make $100,000 or 100% commission? And I have smart asses that come in here and be like, I want both. I was like, well, okay. But as a new agent, the probability of that is lower than the you actually staying in real estate for over 2 years. Or much, much lower than that. Okay? It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. What you want is somebody to help you build my number 2, which is momentum. You need to get trained, you need to have that support and build that momentum. If you find a team or a brokerage, what do I mean by that, by the way? A team is just somebody that's under the brokerage that has some sort of specialized service. That's what I run. I have the Whittemore Group under LPT Realty. LPT Realty is the big brokerage, and I have specialized support on my side. You know, our agents get a ton of support. They get a ton of training. They get everything that they need, but there's a good split that's on top of that, on top of the brokerage fee. Does it matter? They're still making tons of money because they see that and they see the momentum and it continues to go, right? Under a brokerage is a traditional model. So you just go under a broker. You're your own person. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the traditional way of doing it, right? And you're everybody. You're the agent. You're the self-employed person. And then you just have that one split from the brokerage. Now, if the brokerage is providing you a good amount of value for you to continue to do business and have the time that you need for yourself or your family, what have you, then awesome. The whole point here, don't get hung up on the commission. It really just matters how you get started so you don't become a statistic. And you can consider your commission later once you get trained, once you build your momentum, because you can pretty much move anytime you want, unless you sign a non-compete with somebody. You can pretty much move any brokerage anytime you want. Most realtors within 90 days tend to move from their original brokerage. So maybe go somewhere, get trained, and then bounce to the other place. And if you're at that place and it seems to be good, you like the culture, everything else is working, boom, you found where you should fit, and on your way to being a successful real estate agent. All right, well, that's all I have for you. The 5 things you need to know prior to being a real estate agent. If you have any questions about this, please leave it in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Please do keep it positive if you can. And also, if you're curious about being a real estate agent, especially here on the Emerald Coast, or curious about LPT Realty, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. Give me a call, text, email, whatever. Find me on social media. I'm always happy to help, and I'll find some time for you. Okay? But again, my name is Tim Whittemore. I'm with the Whittemore Group with LPT Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.